Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Akapadah. I want to give double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Back out here. This is officially my last camp that I will be doing here. You know what I'm saying? This year. At least for 2024, this is the last camp I'll be doing here, because I will be going back, you know what I'm saying, going back home and whatnot, and fellowshipping with the brothers. So that'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, fellowship with the brothers and whatnot, get back to it as we did over the summer. But like I've been saying, these past few camp lessons or whatnot, you know, I usually just bring out the news, speak on it a little bit, bring out scriptures through the spirit, as best I can, that is. And yeah, so a lot happened this week in the news and whatnot, and I'm gonna hit a little bit on some of the lessons I did this week as well, some of the things I talked about. So Lord willing, to be edifying to you all. Salakia. Lord willing, to be edifying to you all out there listening and watching. And without further ado, let's get into it, man. So the first thing I had on my list was that we had an increase. We've seen an increase in Bible purchasing over the past couple of months or whatnot. And I spoke on that. I did a lesson on that earlier this week regarding that. And that's pretty much it. You know, we in these end times, and you have a lot of people that are like I said in the article that I read, a lot of people are panicking. They somewhat frantic, and they're confused on what's going on in the world. But see, a lot of the things that's going on in the world is in the scriptures. So people are going out, you know what I'm saying, they seeking answers and whatnot, trying to find something that's gonna relieve the things that's been going on in the world. But unless they have the spirit of the Lord upon them, or the Lord gives them with understanding, then they just gonna be reading just to be lost. Unless they're hearing these words from the prophets and whatnot. But yeah, I have a scripture that goes into that. But first, I want to read this. This is Luke chapter 14 and verse 21, and it's in a red letter, so we know that Yahushua spoke it. And it reads, "So that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city and bring it hither, the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." And it reads in the NLT, "The servant returned and told his master what they had said. His master was furious and said, Go quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and invite the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame. After the servant had done this, he reported, There is still room for more. So his master said, Go out into the country lanes and behind the hedges and urge anyone you find to come, so that the house will be full. For none of those I first invited will get even the smallest taste of my banquet. A large crowd was following Yahushua. He turned around and said to them, if you want to be my disciple, you must hate everyone else by comparison. Your father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even your own life. Otherwise, you cannot be my disciple. So I read that to say, the Lord instructed us to go out on the highways and hedges so we could preach and teach this word to all nations with a focus on the hopeful elect, which is the 1/3, and the elect of the elect, which is the 144,000. So really we were given this word to preach unto the Israelites, but it also says that we was given this word, you know what I'm saying, to be prophets among all nations, to warn them, because their prophecies, you know what I'm saying, there's prophecies concerning other nations as well. You know, I was just reading one that was concerning Moab, how they're gonna go back into captivity in the latter days. Like, I mean, simple stuff like that. Or Deuteronomy 23, where it says, these certain nations shall not go into the congregation of the Lord. Simple stuff like that. Roughly paraphrasing, but you get the point though. My point with bringing that out was, you know, you have people who ask us, oh, why do you go out and go out in a public place or whatnot? Or why do you do your church outside? And the Lord instructed us to, you know what I'm saying, preach so that all can hear. You know, lift up thy voice as a trumpet. You're supposed to go out and teach and spread this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, which the elders and the apostles have been doing for many, many years. So that's pretty much my point of bringing that out. You know, you have people who think you have to go to a temple to have a church, which is not true. A church is just a gathering of people, a gathering of a group of people, you know what I'm saying, that share a like mind or whatnot. Which is why when you have 2 to 3 or more people, you know what I'm saying, the spirit is heavier. You know what I'm saying, the spirit is more among those brothers. Which is why I said I was excited to, you know what I'm saying, go back home and prophesy and teach with the brothers and fellowship with them. So with that being said, I do want to bring up that scripture regarding the increase of Bibles being bought. And we know why there's been an increase of Bibles being bought. We're in the latter days. And we've seen through the news and whatnot that these people are trying to ban this word, trying to stop it from coming out, because they see the prophets and the elders and the apostles and the elder bishops as threats. They see that the stuff that we're saying, that our elder teachers have been saying, was actually true. You know what I'm saying? That the prophecies that they've been prophesying for years on top of years on top of years have been coming true. With it, whether it be the implementation of the MOTB, which is coming soon, which is the next, you know what I'm saying, big prophecy has to come to be fulfilled, whether it be Jacob's trouble, whether it be these ICBMs that they've been talking about for years, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, civil war, all of these things, man. So we just have to wait and keep on, you know what I'm saying, prophesying and teaching unto the nations until the Lord gives us our rest. But this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 11, the point being in 12, and many false prophets shall rise, and many shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, oh, Salaki, I'm tripping. Reading the wrong precept. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And like I said, you have people running to and fro, you know what I'm saying, an increase of people waking up, increase of people trying to get knowledge and whatnot. People are starting to realize and see, you know what I'm saying, their true heritage, that they are Israelites, the Negroes, natives, and Latino people. And as more and more people wake up, you know what I'm saying, more and more destruction gonna come. More and more prophecy is gonna be fulfilled. So it's a good thing. We look at these things that's going on in the world as a good thing because it's the end of their age. You know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom's age of rulership, and it's ushering in the beginning of our age of rulership. That's the kingdom of heaven that's gonna abide forever. So we look at these things as good things. That's the reason the scriptures, man, when death and destruction come, you shall laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be the Lord's gonna hide us from those types of curses or plagues, that is. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we be of that number, of course. But and then you also have, you know what I'm saying, the people that are still asleep. You have people that's gonna wake up and whatnot. They may fall back into the world. You have people that's gonna wake up and that's gonna be enlightened. You know what I'm saying? For everlasting purposes. But at the same time, like I said, if they're not getting understanding, and they just reading just to read, like I have friends that read the Bible and they think they understand it. They don't have no understanding because they still, you know what I'm saying, going for that false plantation Christianity stuff. And they think that they're actually doing something. They just confused, you know what I'm saying? They're wise in their own eyes, as the scriptures would say. They're wise in their own eyes. And no, I'm not covering the top of my head. I'm just covering the back and my ears because I wasn't able to get earmuffs yet. But I will, Lord willing, after camp. But anyways, yeah, man, it's going to be an increase in knowledge, whether it be through Bible purchasing, whether it be through all of this different technology, but more so, you know what I'm saying, more people waking up and whatnot. That's just another sign that we're in the latter days, is that more and more people are waking up. So that's a good thing, that we're coming towards the end of this wicked place. Another thing, like I was saying, we know why the increase of Bible purchases has been happening is because you have, you know what I'm saying, the prophecy where it talks about famine of the word, you know, and we've seen that through the news. People like higher officials and whatnot, and states have been trying to ban the Bible. And I always reference the movie The Book of Eli when I talk about this, because it's a somewhat good depiction of how a famine of the word, you know, you had Eli going on the ends of the earth, quote unquote, saying that he was sent on a mission from God to deliver the Bible to certain people so that it could be reprinted and resurfaced. But then you had that other guy, that Edomite, that wicked guy, trying to get the Bible and kill him over it because they knew that it was a powerful book. Like I was listening to the elder apostles just a minute ago before camp, they were saying if the things that were in the Bible, like if it directly said like the prophecies against America, instead of like it being Babylon the Great or, you know what I'm saying, spiritual Egypt and whatnot, if it just said America, man, they would kill people over this Bible. And I agree with that, because like I said, you have to have the Spirit of the Lord on you to understand and be able to break down the scriptures and understand it. Understand understand the scriptures, really. You have to have the Spirit on you to be able to tell, oh yeah, Babylon the Great is America. Or, you know what I'm saying, Babylon or America is spiritual Egypt, through all the signs throughout this place, you know. Or that, you know what I'm saying, this is the Roman Empire and that it'll collapse real soon. Talking about all the different countries and whatnot that make up the Roman Empire. So you have to have the Spirit of the Lord upon you to be able to decipher that. You know, it doesn't just come from coincidence or just something that's made up or make believe. You know, you have to actually have the Spirit of the Lord upon you. That's why it says only a remnant will be saved. Many are called, but few are chosen. You know, the people that was in the Ancient of Days, you know what I'm saying, those spirits, those prophets, are the prophets that are out there speaking to you and whatnot on the highways and the hedges today. That's why I said those who are written in the book, those who are found that are written in the book, you know what I'm saying, will be saved. Love roughly paraphrasing, but you get my point. I really gotta invest in some earmuffs, man. This is got my shoulders up like this, trying to, you know what I'm saying, limit the wind hitting my ears and whatnot. Another thing, you know, you have violent protests going on in the country of Georgia. It's a lot of stuff going on in Western Asia, which the world ignorantly calls the Middle East. It's a lot of stuff going on over there. Iraq, it's reported that Iraq and Iran, I believe, maybe going to war in Syria. Right now, you have a lot of things going on in Syria. You have rebels in Syria that's, you know what I'm saying, trying to overthrow the government. I believe that some of the rebel groups and whatnot actually took over Aleppo, if I'm not mistaken. Or something like that. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head, but it was something like that, yeah. And then you have, you know what I'm saying, you have the majority of the Syrian army that's, you know what I'm saying, fighting and backing, I believe they broke that treaty with, Iran. Yeah, backing Iran and whatnot. You know, you have, let me see, Salaki. You have a whole civil war going on in Syria, like I said. And I was watching a video that was speaking on that earlier this week, and basically saying that this war has been going on for like over a decade, but it just started, you know what I'm saying, resurfacing. I believe that video said either in 2021 or 2023 that it like started to intensify again. But I like to use this as an analogy, man. You know, just like in the times of Joseph at the end of Genesis, where you had King Pharaoh, where he told Joseph to decipher or break down his dreams or whatnot, and he told the Egyptians that they would suffer 7 years of greatness, and then they would have 7 years where they would have famine and whatnot. We seen that, right? We seen that when Jacob and the 12 and his sons or whatnot was in the land of Canaan, and the famine was in Canaan. And, you know, the brothers, he was sending his sons over to Egypt to get food. So there was a famine going on around. And the famine was slowly moving into Egypt. It's the same as today. You know, if the King Pharaoh, Salaki, I'm trying to explain it a little bit better. You have famine going on around Egypt. Joseph told him that you're gonna have 7 years of greatness, you know what I'm saying? 7 great years where you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, them gonna be your 7 best years. And then you're gonna have 7 years that follow that where it's gonna be famine. So what did they do during them 7 years? They stocked up every food, everything that they had to prevent the famine from happening. And they had Joseph put it in the city, store up all the food, put it in the city and lock it away. Then what happened after that? The 7 years of famine came, and they thought that they could prevent famine. You know what I'm saying? The Lord told Joseph that the Lord gave Joseph the spirit to be able to understand his dream and break it down. But that just goes to show you that you cannot stop prophecy. You know, they thought that they could store up enough food. They had a excess amount of food too, man. Like a lot of food. An excess amount of food to try and prevent this famine from happening. And what happened? The famine still overtook their ass. That's just the power of the Lord, man. You cannot stop prophecy. Whatever the Lord wants to happen is gonna happen. So I say that to say, the famine was circling them, the troubles were circling them. They tried to prevent it, and it still ended up spreading on their ass because the Lord said it was gonna happen. And I apply that to their ass. You have all of these different bad things going on in the world around, and it still has not touched the virgin Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon. which is America. You have all these different things going on in the world, whether it be streets flooding in these other countries, whether it be wars going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's civil wars going on, wars between countries. You have kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. All of these things are going on in the world right now. But anyone in America, you ask the average people what's going on, they don't know what's going on, because if it's not going on over here, it don't concern them. That's the mindset that they have. So all these things that are going on around the world, and you think that this place is just not gonna be affected by it, you're goofy. That's what I say. You're silly. You're silly if you think all these things that's going on in the world is not gonna touch this place. This place is the most wicked out of all the nations, and this place gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? With the worst of the worst plagues, followed right behind. You know what I'm saying? Israel, but they gonna get hit too. They gonna get destroyed as well. But only one of those places will be rebuilt, which is Israel. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to rebuild our holy land, where we won't be uprooted. So yeah, man, slowly but surely these famines and these plagues and these pestilences that the Lord promised was gonna come upon this place are gonna come upon this place. Best believe it. Best believe it, man. So when I tell you, boy, oh my God, this wind is not no joke, man. And it's not even that windy. It's just, man, you know when your ears get cold, man, it do something different to you. So another thing that happened this week, like I said, man, there was a lot of things that went on this week. You had United Healthcare CEO in Manhattan was gunned down in broad daylight. This dude walking out, you know what I'm saying, his office or whatever, or his apartment, whatnot. Random Edomite. Well, it was random to that dude, whoever died. Whoever did the killing, though, whoever murdered the dude, it wasn't random to him, because he definitely came with a plan. It was definitely a targeted attack. Dude ran up on that dude and blickied him, man, and just killed him. And what they found from that was, apparently they saying now that the dude might have been from Atlanta or something like that, or he traveled from Georgia on train or bus or something like that, and he came up to New York. And he killed the dude, and he had writings on the shell casings that he shot him with. And I have a screenshot of that, because I wasn't gonna be able to remember that off the top of my head. But it reads, defend, deny, depose. And they said in the news video that I was watching regarding that there was like the three things that companies say to people when they deny them of health care or whatnot. That's like some of the things that are written in their agreement. So I'm gonna flip my camera and try and show it to you so it's not backwards. Putin's chilling map showing the 14 U.S. cities Russia could nuke amid World War III fears. Okay. So as you can see, defend, deny, depose. And that's the dude, that's the CEO that got deleted the other day. This happened like, I believe 4 days. It's a lot. This happened 4 days ago. So yeah, man. This just goes to show that the average people, in the video I was saying, and that dude had a good point. The average people are starting to give a fuck less and less. Like I said, man, these people in this country are slowly but surely realizing that America does not give a fuck about them. They don't care about you. They starting to realize that, you know what I'm saying, followed by, or not even followed by, but really led by the other nations. The other countries have already figured that out, which is why they moving towards, for instance, BRICS. They moving towards de-dollarization, you know what I'm saying, the end of the petrodollar, really not using United States currency altogether to basically restore power in their own countries. The United States did a number on a lot of different countries, putting sanctions on them, all types of stuff. So they basically trying to reverse that through you know what I'm saying, the BRICS currency. Let me see when they see. Oh yeah, I forgot. I ain't even write this down. But the water how about Shimon shot, cause I'm not gonna mention it right now, but I will speak on it. I'm gonna write it down so I can remember to speak on it. Yeah, let me get that too. Wisdom of Solomon. Salakia. The Wadi Haba Shimon Shah. Wisdom of Solomon. So, like I was saying, man, the average person is starting to care less and less. That dude came with a purpose. He had writing on the shell cases. So that wasn't done. That wasn't no accident. That was it. He had an intention, and they still have not found that dude. Right now, he got a $50,000. He got a $50,000 reward on his head right now. So yeah, we'll see if they find that dude. But anyways, that just leads into like the dude said in the video. We're gonna see more and more of that type of stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? CEOs, politicians, all types of stuff. These people are gonna start to not regard, you know what I'm saying, these elected officials. They're gonna start dropping. You seeing more and more death in the world. You seeing more and more death and destruction in the news. You're not seeing that type of stuff on these mainstream news medias, because what is their goal? What is their purpose? Which is mainly ran by Zionists. You know what I'm saying? Majority of them news stations like CNN, BBC, or no, Salakia, CNN, Fox, them type of news stations, they all ran by Zionists. You know what I'm saying? They is people, the Israelis. So if they could control, you know what I'm saying, the news output that's going out, you think they gonna tell you all of the different things that's going on in the world, all of the bad things that's going on in the world? No, they're gonna keep you occupied with little bullshit. Shit that don't matter. Things that you shouldn't be focused on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go out and actually search for real news. You gotta go out and actually go on to like a third party news provider, something like that. People who used to work for them or something like that, or whistleblowers. You know what I'm saying? These different podcasts and streamers, like Rumble and Odyssey and Patreon, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, to actually get real news. Because, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna report that on the actual news station. But I digress. Let me get this scripture real quick regarding that though. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 14, and the point being at verse 16. Woe to the world. What does woe mean? Destruction. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So I just want to give you an example of that. I just seen an article last night. A dude got killed in New York City by a group of men, a group of U.S. citizens ran up and stabbed two dudes. One of them died, and why did the dude die? They asked the dude if he spoke English, and they killed the dude because he didn't speak English. So that would be an example of nation against nation. You know what I'm saying? Division. All types of stuff. You're gonna see more and more. You're gonna see more and more stuff like that in the news. So just be prepared. Don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised when you see more stuff like that happen. But let me see. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's also, you know what I'm saying, talking about civil war that's going on, that's about to come to this place, or war that's going on that's about to come to this place as well. You know what I'm saying? War's going on all around. For there shall be sedition among men. What does the word sedition mean? Revolt. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So like I said, You're going to see more and more stuff like that. These people are not going to care about their elected officials. These people are not going to care about the people that are higher class than them. These people are going to start deleting their ass for real, because they're not going to care no more. They getting fed up with the bullshit lies that they've been being fed. Whether it be that, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, something else. It don't matter. The Lord going to put the spirit on them people to take control and take action and delete these people, man. Hey, man, this stuff is going to get more and more common in the news. So let me see, man. You had in the news, it said 8 telecom providers were hacked by Chinese hackers, as well as they put out a basically like a warning to Apple and Android users or people who are in the United States, a warning to not send text messages between each other and to use like these different third-party apps and stuff like that, like WhatsApp and whatnot. I'm not really familiar with WhatsApp that much. I know what it is, but I don't have it or use it. I probably should start using it though. But you know what I'm saying? Different places like that and whatnot, because these people are infiltrating, you know what I'm saying, the system. They're able to look into your information. Some people is even getting thousands of dollars stolen out their bank accounts, all types of stuff, man. But that's to no surprise. We already seen stuff like this that was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Our elders and apostles have been prophesying things like this. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the grid crashing or whatnot, whether it be stuff like this. So, but they already said, man, the Chinese have been hacking the United States for like 20 years or something like that. So that's not nothing new. Let me get that. Let me see real quick. Disappointing. Devices of the craft. I really should have tried to come out here earlier, but it's okay. I have no problem being out here where it's late, you know what I'm saying, getting dark and whatnot. It's just, it was a little bit warmer earlier. What's the temperature right now? Oh, damn. It would not have mattered. I mean, the sun was out, but it was 40, it was like 49 earlier. Now it's 44. Say it feel like 41. But it's okay, though. We're going to endure. We're going to endure this, man. It's cold, ain't nothing to us, man. We preaching the gospel, man. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be in a spirit of joyness. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be in a spirit of abundance. We're supposed to be happy, man. I'm enjoying myself out here, prophesying the downfall of these people, man. Prophesying the downfall of Esau, Edom. I'm cool. Let me get it real quick, man. This is Job 5 and verse 12. Or no, Job 5 and verse 11, the point being in 12. To set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that they cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. And what does it say in the NLT? He gives prosperity to the poor and protects those who suffer. He frustrates the plans of schemers so the work of their hands will not succeed. He traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. So you're gonna see more and more of this stuff, man. These people, devices are gonna start, you know what I'm saying? What's the word I want to use? Deceiving them. You know what I'm saying? Working against them. Whether it be through global blackout, whether it be through, you know what I'm saying, stuff like this. People leaking information, all types of stuff. Through these hackers and whatnot. It's gonna come out one way or another. You know, they said there was I remember reading an article, it was either earlier this year or last year. I believe it I believe it was this year though, you had somebody that was really high. It was a Chinese lady too. It was somebody that was really high. She was either a CIA agent or something. I don't remember. I believe it was CIA, if I'm not mistaken. She was a double agent for the Chinese and had been working for her position in the United States for damn near 20 years. And that's not the same thing I was talking about before. But then there 20 years and you ain't know that you had a double agent among you. Stuff like that, man. We're gonna see more and more stuff like that. Let me see. You know what I really need is some gloves. That's okay. I'm gonna get all that shit when I leave here, Lord willing. Another thing that happened, this is really big too. So, if you're aware, Donald Trump has been making threats, and he's not even in office yet. He's been making threats to these other nations, and that's all a part of his Project 2025 plan. I read a little bit about it a while back. One of his ways he wants to reduce taxes is adding tariffs to other countries. And we've seen that, you know what I'm saying? For instance, Mexico said they wasn't having that shit. They president, she said she wasn't having that. I believe it's a she. She said she wasn't having that shit. Let me make sure so I'm not giving y'all no misinforming you. Yeah, it's a she. So she said she wasn't having that shit though. She said she was gonna do something, some type of form of retaliation. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he said he's gonna start adding massive tariffs, like really bad. So a tariff is a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. There's a definition right there. So basically he's gonna tax, you know what I'm saying, all of these goods that are being shipped over to the United States. He's gonna tax those countries more and more. And the thing with that is, a lot of stuff is made in other countries that we have in the United States. You know what I'm saying? For instance, let me see if I can find something. For instance, my 1611. What does it say right here? Printed in China. So he's saying that he's gonna add massive tariffs to these countries that are exporting goods or exporting goods to the U.S. And a majority of these things that are made come from other countries. For instance, you have a lot of things. I just showed you an example. A lot of things are made in China, Pakistan, all of these other countries. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that Uncle Sam likes to use children and whatnot. Free labor, damn near, which is slavery. Paying them little to no money to make their stuff. So all that stuff you get from Temu and Shein and what's the other place? Damn, Temu, Shein, and this one other. DHgate, all them other things. That's not the one I was thinking of, but it's okay. They put massive tariffs on them. And what did China say in regards to that? Because Donald Trump was threatening them people when they said that. That was a threat that he made. I didn't find the exact words he said. China said they were gonna ban exports to the U.S. China said they was gonna ban exports to the U.S. altogether, man. That is hilarious, bro. You have this dude. I find that funny because you have Donald Trump making threats and he ain't even in office yet. He's still building up his, you know what I'm saying, the people that's gonna be working with him in office. He already making threats and promises. On top of that, he's talking the funniest thing about that is that he's talking like the United States just have a terrific army or something like that, or terrific defense system, and this place don't have shit. But hey, one thing that he is trying to do to combat that is banning Transformers from the army. He said he's gonna do that when he got off. He said he's gonna ban Transformers altogether. Which really, I don't know. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't know, but Babylon the Great, the land of confusion, this would be the place where they let women and Transformers into the army. Slowly but surely, making your own army soft and weak, a laughingstock to other armies. Let me see if I can find that though. Yeah, see, look, it says, so I get, damn, I just lost it. Xi Jinping. China has just banned exports of rare minerals to the United States. But that's not what I was looking for. I was trying to find what Donald Trump said he was gonna, he said he was gonna, well, yeah, this is what I was talking about with Mexico. It's like Mexico threatens retaliation over Trump tariffs that threaten over 400,000 U.S. jobs. But that's not what I was looking for. I forgot his whole cabinet been getting hit with violent threats and death threats too. This place is about to fall, man. This place is about to fall. Let's say his threat put a strain on, filing massive taxes on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China. I can't find the exact article I was looking for, but it's okay. Oh yeah, here it is. Massive taxes on China, Canada, and Mexico. Let me see. Let's keep on. We'll be out here for a little bit more. Say 10-15 minutes, Lord willing. And really, I really ain't even brought out none of my precepts that I've been trying to bring out. Another thing that happened, it was a 7.1, a 7.0, so like a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit the Bay Area a couple days ago, which they thought was gonna cause a tsunami, but it didn't end up causing no tsunami. But that would have been nice if it did though. And we know that the reason the scripture is Matthew 24, in other places it speaks on it in Luke as well, I believe, that it's gonna be earthquakes in diverse places, meaning places all over, you know what I'm saying? You have, I believe Israel made that ceasefire this week. Or was it last week? Let me see. I believe that was last week. Oh no, that was this week. No, that was last week. So like, Israel sent their biggest strike since they made that ceasefire. It's funny because Esau Edom is very skilled, are very skilled hypocrites. For instance, you have the Israelis, you have the U.S. occupying other people's land, putting sanctions on them, damn near committing genocide on them. It's okay when they do it, right? When Russia do the same thing, which is what they do in Ukraine. Russia and Israel are literally doing the same thing. I'm not gonna say literally, but damn near doing the same thing to each other. Israel is occupying who? The Palestinians, the Arabs over there in that land. Russia is occupying who? The Ukrainians over there in that land. Yet the U.S. has a problem with that. So when you do it, it's okay. But when I do it, it's a problem. That's basically what they're saying, right? Through doing that. On top of that, you have Israel, who made a ceasefire with Hezbollah. Nigga, the next day, they had that ceasefire. They came up with that ceasefire. The next day, they broke that agreement. It was either the next day or 2 days after. I believe it was the next day. So, since they made that ceasefire, the Israelis sent their biggest strike over there. Oh, yep. It's over with for that nigga. Israelis sent their biggest strike over there since they made that ceasefire. So, and I just learned this today through watching the Elder Apostles video before camp, that hypocrisy or actors come from the word hypocrisy. So it means the same thing. So these people are actors. It was a school shooting where two children got killed this past week too. Another thing, you had a lot of the love of many waxing cold, things like that going on. Like I said, more and more Final Destination deaths. I seen in the video my friend sent me today. A woman went on a killing spree, killed her ex-husband and a few other people. A nigga killed his baby mama and his daughter, and then went to sleep on the couch and was laying next to the dead bodies. You had, what else? Damn. This place is through, man. It's a St. Louis area cheer coach, grape cheerleader. Damn, man. Hey, wicked times we're in, man. Like I said, the love of many is waxing cold. They said a dude got released from prison. The day he got released, that nigga went and raped somebody. Like it reads in the scriptures, their wives shall be ravished. Their wives shall be ravished. That nigga just dropped all his Mario coins. Or Shalaki, Sonic coins. Let me see. Just say, teen stabbed to death by girlfriend. Oh no, I did a lesson on that. Former model shoots husband dead, fearing he was going to divorce her for cheating before turning the gun on herself. And another thing happened too. I think that was it. Oh no, that was the last thing that I read. It was something else in the news. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Lord willing. Yep, I told you that migrant teen stabbed to death in New York City by a group of men who asked him if he spoke English. Nation against nation. Race wars. Remember that? Missing lady found dead after she disappeared on last minute shopping trip, sparking week-long search. And especially since the holiday season. This shit it's gonna get worse and worse. It's the holiday season. You know, people get to acting crazy and shit. It's like landlord allegedly beat tenant to death with a bat over rent dispute in home without hot water. Yep. Y'all people think that everything is just this, like Kamala said, this economy is good. The economy is good. Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And it says sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. Who said that? Yahweh Shai. And what was he talking about? The end times. Talking about his return. You know what I'm saying? The end times. See, look, right below that, perilous times. You can't make it up, man. So, regarding what I was saying though, it was an increase in chariot sightings, as well as it was an increase in chariot sightings, and that was really going on in the East Coast and somewhere else. You had chariots hovering over Washington D.C. You know what I'm saying? Some of them like the Capitol building or something like that, or the monuments. And then you had what was that? You had chariot sightings, and that was in New Jersey too. Big chariots too. People getting scared and all that stuff. That's what I was about to bring out. That's why I said, let me get Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. Because when we see these things, we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? They say that in Matthew 24 in verse 34, 32, I believe. It's in the 30 somewhere, where it say, it might be, it's like 29 and 30 and 31. Where it talks about, you know what I'm saying, that chariots coming back and Yahushua coming down to call up the elect into the clouds. I'm starting to get a runny nose out here too, man. Wisdom of Solomon, verse 5, and 1 and the point being 2. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And like I said in my lesson that I did on that, the people are getting scared. They're getting afraid. They're seeing all of this increase of chariots and whatnot, these so-called UFOs that people are calling them, and you're running out of your lives, man, because it's becoming more and more apparent. You cannot keep on with these lies and telling these people, oh, it's just a UFO. But yeah, you have all these chariots roaming around, and you think people just gonna keep on going for that bullshit. Okay, these people are getting scared. They getting terrified off of this. The lady said, I didn't even want to go back to sleep last night because I wasn't sure if they were gonna be there in the morning. That's what one of the ladies said on the news. So let me see. I'm about to just bring up my precepts. Oh yeah, no. What I was saying though, when it came to the lessons I did, man, this week, off the videos the brother was sending me, and off the video that I did a lesson on, our people are severely blinded. I didn't realize it was that bad. I mean, I did, but it's like, damn. When I was doing that lesson, I looked through some of the comments, man. Them people, you have a lot of non-believers and a lot of non-believers, a lot of antichrists, a lot of people that just forsake the Lord severely, speaking crazy talk, speaking blasphemy of his name. That's why I read, man. Dang, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, that's why I read. What's that? 2 Peter, chapter 4. What? I believe. I might be right. Which one of the prophets have your ancestors not persecuted? You know what I'm saying? They rejected the Lord. They reject us, but they rejected the Lord first. They knew us because they knew him not. This is Proverbs 8 and 32. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, not refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting on the post of my doors. So, like I said, we just gotta wait for our master to return. Blessed is the man, Salaki, for whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord, Yahweh. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. And in the NLT, and so, my children, listen to me, for all who follow my ways are joyful. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Don't ignore it. Joyful are those who listen to me, watching for me daily at my gates, waiting for me outside my home. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. But those who miss me injure themselves. All who hate me love death. That's why I read in the scripture. And these people in the comments, you have people saying, what type of Lord would do that to people? It's okay. I'll bring it out through the scriptures. Because these people, you know what I'm saying? It says in the scriptures clearly that the wicked understand and not judgment. But it's okay. And it reads in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, see now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there that can deliver out of my hand. And I got another to back that up. It's Isaiah 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So that was Yahweh saying that he do all these things. So, like I said, man, our people were blessed with a spirit of blindness. Blessed through the curses with a spirit of blindness. A lot of scoffers and mockers coming out more and more through the scriptures. Through the spirit. Daily. 2 Peter 3 and 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of his coming? And you know why they're going to ask that? Because they think that the Lord, they think that Yahweh Shah supposed to return on their time, on their watch. They think that the Lord's supposed to come back when they want him to. Well, no, nigga. He's going to come back when he's instructed to. When the Lord, Yahweh sent him down to bring his people salvation. Not when you want him to, but when he wants him to. And saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. And you know what? That's what's going to be their demise. They don't think everything is going swiftly and smoothly. And they're going to get caught off guard. That's why I said the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. They're going to be in a spirit of calmness, because they're going to think everything is going to continue on as it's been going on. Well, you're going to be sadly mistaken. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. So in the days of Noah, like I said, they thought everything was going to continue on. It had never rained on the earth. Noah told them, hey, you know it's going to rain, right? 120 years passed or whatnot. And guess what happened? The earth got engulfed with water. And what happened? The people was banging on the ark trying to get in because they didn't want to listen to the prophets. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So these people out here, they gonna get destroyed because they decided not to listen when the prophets told your dumb ass. When the prophets tried to warn you and you didn't listen, just like in the days of Noah, they didn't want to listen. So that's on them. They gonna get engulfed and they're gonna be in a lake of fire burning. Let me see if I have anything else I'm gonna bring up. I got snot bubbles forming, boiling. Ooh. 14, 26. 14 and 6. Hey, Scorner. A scorner seeketh wisdom. It's Proverbs 14 and 6. A scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. That's why it's so hard for these people to understand the words of the Bible, the things that are going on in the world, because the Lord did not impart wisdom unto them. And that's just speaking on women. But in general, the Lord did not impart wisdom on to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? These people don't have to fear the Lord on them. A mocker seeks, this is NLT, a mocker seeks wisdom and never finds it, but knowledge comes easily to those with understanding. And this is my last precept I'm going to bring out for tonight. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 29, the point being at 31. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possessed it not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I will have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, how he may please Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So the things and the ways of this world, this way of life, is passing away, and it's gonna pass away, and it's not gonna come back. This way of life is not gonna come back, man. It's gonna be gone, and it's gonna be gone forever. So that's a good thing. All the wickedness that's going on in this world, all of these non-believers, all these people that's speaking wickedly on the Lord's name, they ass gonna have to see him through judgment. But it's okay. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to turn to the east and close it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Akafadah. Giving double blessing, honestly, apostles and elders, a great millstone, taught me the truth through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Abba, Babal, Kwam Yashar Allah. Shalom, Israel.